Recording. Okay, now we're on recording. So again, good morning.
Good morning.
And I don't have a cold, but something is moving in the throat area. I feel like what I was telling you a bit was that yesterday and the day before, a lot of energy shifted in me. And like Nicola already told a couple of times, that I need to, like her, I need to be careful in that I do a lot of energy work, so I need to have my rest. So yesterday I slept a lot.
Yeah.
That had a backside because this morning I was awake at 4 o'clock and I was couldn't sleep after that, and I was like, my mind was like doing all kinds of things. That's interesting. And how was your since Friday? Because Friday we had this. As I watched our session with Nicola from Friday for 4 times already.
Oh, yeah.
And every time there were some new things, and it was so amazing what happened all over there. It was from all 3 sides. There was so much energy, and it was it was really interesting.
Working together, 3 persons gives a spectacular energy level. Yeah. It's like you triangulation, and then everything is kind of lifted and transcended to a new level with a new understanding. And it's kind of the new way of working together in a resonance field.
Yeah, but it felt really like natural for me. It felt like there was no, normally sometimes you have in groups with Zoom, you feel that people are taking over or taking too much space or don't respect the others, or maybe that's my idea, but that's how I feel it. And this was like dancing together. It was like like a ballroom dance, and when we could just have a very smooth energy exchange, and then and everybody had to not had to, but could add something on it or to it, and that made it really. I really loved it. Every time I rewatched it and re-listened to it, it was like, oh yeah, and I forgot some things, and it was like, oh yeah, that also, and of course the 2 things which are for me really beautiful things you bring in from many things, but the 2 most interesting things is the planetary frequency, because that's feeling that resonates really deep inside, and of course the breathing of the dragons. That was of the topic of the dragons, the breathing. But I think I'm thinking now that maybe you have a lot of breathing ways for more creatures than only dragons. But those are the things which really popped out on even a higher level than the rest for me. I don't know how your experience was with the Friday session.
Quite similar. I know that when you manage to really connect to someone and collaborate like we did, there is this field of resonance created. Not that we need to agree about everything, but we agree on staying in the same field. When we and that makes it natural how we're shifting expressing, and how we're shifting sharing, how we're shifting when one of us do the verbal expression, the others hold the field to strengthen the expression so that it comes through in a very loving and very natural way. And that is for me something we all have to learn, because the time of the one teacher is over. We are doing this together.
We're all teachers.
And one of the deepest resonances I have is with the dragon and the breathing. I actually was taught breathing when I was 14.
Wow.
I was at the hospital and I met a woman who saw that I was nervous. I was at the hospital alone and I was going to move my tonsils. And she said I was nervous, and she taught me to breathe and connect to my body that way. And that opened a whole new world for me. And I've been kind of working with breathing since. And breathing with the dragon, when they come in with the energy, it's like it just goes.
Mhm.
There is no hesitation. There is no need to understand. There's no need, nothing. It's like when you hang off the cliff, you just let go and you go with that breath. And they have this complete integrity when it comes to energy.
Yeah.
You come to the dragon. If you don't come with an open and pure intention,
Yeah.
they will just open one eye and look at you, and they won't even bother communicating to you.
Yeah.
And they have a wisdom. They're like, for me, they're kind of bridging a level of wisdom that is very needed, and that's integrity.
Mhm.
And the dragons know how to stay in their own energy field.
Yeah.
They know when to not interfere. They know when someone needs to be allowed to go through an experience, even though you, as a relative or a friend or whatever, can watch it and think, oh my God, do they really need to do that again? The dragon just stand and hold space, and they have the whole understanding of the bigger picture in everything that we are experiencing.
Wow.
And I think that is something we all really have to fully learn.
Yeah.
How to allow others to have their own experience and to not interfere, especially these times, because there's so much happening, there are so many shifts taking place, and we have to stop moving into other people's creation and start working their path. We have to really learn to stay in our own energy and walk our own path.
Yeah.
Many people feel that they're kind of a little bit lost, and they say, I don't know what to do, I don't know why I'm here, I don't know what my path is. Well, in that case, it's very easy to step in. You find someone you feel you're aligned to, and you start walking maybe a little bit too much on their path. Sometimes you really need to stop. Is this really my path? And go beyond the egoic feeling and really dive deep within this. Well, is it really why I came here to have that experience?
Yeah. I can recognize that because I'm really impatient, impatient human being. So I was always looking for outside where's my mission or whatever, and I'm starting to learn in the last half year to just let things go, trust the process, and get every time. Don't look outside because nobody can teach you. You only teacher is yourself at the moment.
Yeah.
The inner side, and that really resonates. It's funny because I still have a question for you, and that's you pointed out on Friday's session that my ability or my skill, I don't know what the exact word was, is that I can direct energy exactly to do that what's needed. So I can just how do you say it? Yeah.
You're like a laser beam.
Yeah, and I already asked you earlier, in 3 sessions earlier, a question: how can I translate that to people that they understand that that's something they can maybe use as helpful? So that was one of my questions today, and I don't know if you can answer to that, but there's something under it as well. So maybe if you can first give a reaction, because I can feel something boiling up in my chest bone.
But the immediate picture I get when you see that is like a geometry of the collective field, and there are many blocked points in it.
Yeah.
And they show up like black dots. And when you move that energy, when you target something, you kind of hit that, let's say, dark spot or closed off spot with that beam, and it starts to, it's like it goes to the core and it starts to expand inside out, like it's not so hard or condensed anymore, but it starts to grow and make cracks so that the light can come in, and then it starts to move, and then you have a collective reaction. Okay. So whenever you target something like that, it's not only the emotion within a being, but it goes out in the entire field. And with that capacity you have, we talked about it in an earlier session, me and you, that when I saw it was like you have the entire beam going all the way down through your system. That means that wherever it is needed to create a resonance between you and the person you are working with, it can come true because it goes all the way down in you.
Yeah.
So whether it's in a lower part of the body or it's higher up, no matter where it is, there's a field of resonance that you can create between you and the other being. And then you kind of attune the energy.
So that's okay.
With the sound to come true. Yeah.
Because and you mentioned what pops up now. You said light, a beam of light, and that's coming from the light city you see above me when I'm activated.
It's been stepped down from that city because it's so infinite and so huge that it's not something you just can bring in.
Okay.
Yeah, but it has to be stepped down and adapted so that your humanness, that your physical cells and your energy structure can have the possibility to carry and to hold that vibration.
Oh, beautiful! Yeah, this is really nice to hear from the ego side, but also for me for understanding how I can put this to help for other people, because I'm still working on it. But there's also something moving in me already from 5 minutes or so. I'm not sure what it's in the chest bone. Let me give it a try.
Yeah. I always wanted to call you like a Christmas star when that happened, because if you take your the center of your heart, it was, you know, the letter S.
Yeah.
Yeah. It was like 4 of those that came out and then acted like a cross, and then was a hole in the middle, and then the light came through and it started to spin. And at the top of, like S is like that, at the top of the S, it became spiral, and then that extended out. So it was like a geometry.
Wow.
That actually came out through your heart and brought through different frequency of what we, the energy or the consciousness we call love. Like it expanded on one level, and then it was brought out and expanded on another level, and then it was brought out and expanded on another level. So that what you probably felt in your chest bone was the vibration of that energy laying down, waiting to spin up.
Still there.
Let me see if I can. Shania doya mia kataya dono no ketaya mana ayo kotini ma akoya tashana ma akoi dia dono no yo koi dia taka aikyo no meshato. Again, it's like bridging and allowing, because through so many lifetimes, not only here, but on other planets too, galactic, we have expressed through many types of form, and we have also experienced what we call love on many different levels and in many different relations. So it's like this is bridging and building together. So that our feelings of love are not going to hold any separation or being differentiated, but come into a wholeness that kind of allows and embrace how love can be expressed in light. We can see that actually whatever takes place in one type of creation is moved by our true essence, which is a drop of true essence within every being. It always starts out as the purest, and most beautiful drop of pure essence. And when you start to radiate out, it radiates out through our the geometry.
Yeah.
That shapes our reality system or
Yeah.
belief system. And then it kind of gets twisted and distorted and turned.
Yeah.
So what the pure intention is comes out in a different. So it's not always a 100% match between the inner vision and how it's created. But that is what we learn. So we learn from, I have that essence within me who wants to create something. And when Inger finally get it manifested in her reality, it has another expression. And then I sort of go back into myself, kind of follow that energy back to the pure essence. I see, okay, it came out like that, but that was because it was a pattern that shaped it. So that gave me that experience. If I drop that pattern, neutralize it and go into a loving state, I can go a little bit further, closer to my essence and see, okay, what experience of this situation will I then have? And then I can kind of walk backwards into myself.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that is one of the reasons I also say that never judge anyone, whatever their expression are, because it all happens from a drop of pure essence within. And then we experienced it through all this.
Yeah, what you mentioned now, it's completely true, and it resonates completely. And but it's also the one of the main experience tasks of every human being is to understand that whatever somebody else is doing, that it's okay, and that's it's something beautiful, even if you don't, if it doesn't resonate or resonates negatively for you, it still is something beautiful. And that's a very hard lesson for many people, including me myself, until I think this summer. It was still really hard to do that. But now it feels more and more comfortable, and it feels more, but still there are resonations that you think, but it's beautiful, and that essence, the word essence also really resonates. So yeah, beautiful. Yeah, interesting.
Yeah,
And
it's a part of the last 3 days or the last 4 days have been very intense. There have been like so many shifts, and the last 2 days I felt myself like in space, no up, no down, nothing on the sides or whatever, like I've been lifted out to another place where there is not even gravity feels like it has a hold on me on the same way. It has nothing to do with being ungrounded, because I'm fully grounded within my own multidimensional heart, within my own presence.
Yeah.
But still, it's a space of no space, and I'm in a of no time. So it's like there's some structures from my old reality that at least have collapsed within me.
And has that something to do, because last session Friday you said also that you were stopped doing everything you were doing for the 30 years and completely stopped, and had to take everything off and rebuild it. And for me it sounds like that you are getting at the point where everything is as a whole, as in essence a new beginning.
I also feel that this is a consequence of the energy the grandmothers brought in through this last time. You know, the star grandmother, they've been kind of very in my space since. So I feel that the level of consciousness or the dimension of this planet that they connected us to, kind of, this can be a consequence.
Are they here now? Because you are connected with them.
They're here.
Okay, beautiful. Yeah.
Let me see if I can bring in the star runners. Tashaymen na ay Kooten. Kieke tiene oyone ka. O tiene ni ashana me ekotonia. Ayo kieto namazia. Kote na shote ekotiono tamana. They are showing me that there is a need for upgrade of our physical bodies because the energy they are bringing in are very strong, and their presence will be here with all of us.
Yeah.
In order to facilitate this shift within us, and it will probably take a few weeks for us to fully grasp the context of what they are bringing in, but they are. When I bring them through, it's like I'm completely being dissolved in diamond light.
Wow.
And then diamond like a star, like a diamond star. It's like that. And the light or the energy around me gets like, when I look at you, it's like there's a white, I have to look through white light to see you. So
Wow.
it fills my space. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, beautiful.
And they are really, really bringing it down. This is that they say, this is the place where everything comes together.
Yeah.
It's not about going home. We are bringing home here.
Yeah, that's
our home.
We are home. Yeah, we have to create it here, and we were distracted, and we were always thinking outside, and also outside. Or we didn't, because we were thinking outside. We thought our home is somewhere else where we came from. But this is our home. This is the new earth. This is everything.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This is everything. So it's absolutely beautiful to have that kind of support.
Yeah, beautiful.
Also because I know that they kind of show up as star grandmothers just so that we can have a possibility to grasp the understanding of this that are dawning upon us right now.
Wow. It feels like there the diamond energy you're talking about is bringing something, the heart energy I just let me heard. It made it a little bit lower, and it feels like it's like last time we were going step by step going downwards in my system, and it feels like Tristo koto boy tama yo tortai kata pushkundai ndrundai do shindartai kuprta stu torta portai do vatatai to mohi tata shudatai kakaturti shukurta paita tai momaya tata shukurata shatartatatai tu perta shtir tatokokatatai tu hohatata Maria tai don boys zutortai kokotatai shur mashi korta mai no as pupurtai tu vuitai shduvoyetai tayata.
That was very powerful, and it was very interesting because the first image I saw was like the earth, and your energy that came through awakened like elementals and almost like species that have been extincted, and even plants, trees, which we no longer see grow here. It was like their essence was still here, and it got ignited. And they kind of, when you have a field and you do a lot of seeding and suddenly the seed sprouts, it felt like there was a lot of sprouting of different kind of consciousnesses.
Yeah.
That made himself available. And as they came up and reacted to this, you brought in an energy that sustained them in that.
Wow.
So it's really a new, from what I see, from when the grandmothers come in, and what you brought through is like we are actually creating a new realm that is growing and expressing. And it seems, I feel like we all have energy signature that comes through us that is designed to hold a part of that awakening, or that not only bridging but expansion of this new realm we are coming into. We all have a piece that adds to it.
Yeah.
And again, we have the resonance, feel how important it is to dive in and feel the resonance of this new we are creating, and find, okay, where is my place within this? Where can I contribute? Where is my needed? And it might even be that you're the best cookie baker ever. Then you don't need cookies, you know?
Yeah.
Because everything is made with love, and it's an expression from your purest. Yeah.
It felt really deeply blissed for me to do it, because it was a different language again for me, and it was really in the end I was sitting like it's like
it was so complete, it was so grounded, it was like it came through as so complete.
Beautiful.
Absolutely beautiful.
So thankful for the grandmothers that they bring in this information and being made it possible.
Yeah.
But we will move on, I feel.
Absolutely.
It's a little bit under the solar plexus now. It's 10 centimeters above my belly button.
That was I need to bring in the space for this on this. Goika katene mani ayakaika katene nani ayakoku tadai totanoi tadidi and maika katene nani and na goika no. It was I was not taken into my own solar plexus, but I was kind of aligned to a collective, a big collective solar plexus area, and that energy kind of went into the center of it, and it starts to spinning out. And as it was spinning out, there was like this bridge getting out, and all the soldiers keep walking out. There were Roman soldiers and warriors from all kinds and shapes and races that you can ever imagine. They was just walking. They took their weapons and they said, done, no more war. We don't want to play this game anymore. And they kept walking and kept walking. And then I could feel this tremendous love that came for the end game. Because that's the end game of that war energy. And it was so absolutely touching, and there was so much love in it when they walked, because it was a willingness of energy.
Wow.
They walked in love, and they walked in love and gratitude for the experiences the warrior energy has given them. There was no blame, there was no guilt, there was no nothing. It was just a gratitude of that experience.
Yeah.
And then came the space prayers. I love them when they come in, because they also say, and they don't need to walk heavy. They can tiptoe around. They can tiptoe around. La, 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 you know, and they just bring in this lightness, because the warrior energy has been extremely heavy, you know. And then they come in lifted. Oh, we tiptoe it around, and we just walk them out, and it's going to be so good. And you know, so that was really, really interesting how this is turning into this huge possibility,
Mhm.
because that's what it is. It's a possibility that is given.
It's a new free will choice they can make.
Absolutely, but it's there. It's kind of being presented, you know,
Mhm.
into the field by what you did, and then it's up to people to, or those who choose to respond to it and, yeah, pick it up.
When you talked about all those soldiers on the bridge, and
Yeah,
the picture I got was soldiers with flowers in their mouths and in their guns,
yeah,
and barrels,
yeah.
I think, and it was like, maybe it's a picture I got from the 60s or something, after at the end of Vietnam. But that was the bit of the hippie area with all those.
Yeah.
They're still in their gears of the military, but also they make love more.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Yeah, exactly.
Interesting. Yeah. Okay. It's a
Yeah.
beautiful morning.
Yeah,
Wow.
beautiful. It
Wow.
was,
Yeah.
it was so touching because the love in this was so huge.
Hmm. I wonder what the next step will bring, because there is already something. It's really in the hara. It's just below the belly button, and let me see what's popping up there. It's like I have to shake this off.
Yeah, do that. Shienne mena ikiokotono mena a kokotine ia kokotono mene ia katana. Eka kitono no me a kiokotini ni ia dadanana. Wakoya kono no osho no meniaka. Well, the first picture I got was like a uterus with almost full-born baby in. And the baby was glowing, and it started to glow even more. And it's like a symbol of us really birthing ourselves into this new realm. So we're kind of like absorbing all this energy and all this light, so that we can be both the one who gives birth, but we're also going to be what is being born. Yeah, so it's like a coming together of this energy, but this is truly us becoming a true child of light. And the energy that is carrying forward there, it almost makes me cry again, because it's the pure innocence that you always see in the eyes of a newborn. And you really see and feel that light that is shining through and everything. I don't understand how anyone can be untouched by that, because it's pure source looking back at you.
Wow.
And I feel that it's that complete innocence, pureness, that is kind of ready to be birthed through it. Which again explains why there are so many structures that are being expanded, so much geometry that is being cleared and restored back to the original blueprint, so that this child have an environment to thrive in, to support it when it comes out. And that is something we have to create in ourselves, in our own field, because we are the environment.
Exactly. Yeah. We are the womb.
Yeah, we are, absolutely.
Yeah. Oh wow.
So it's I've been feeling for a while that there are some energies building up to the end of this year, and this even confirms that this is happening. How it's going to be, I don't have any pictures or anything. I just have a knowingness within that there is a shift coming.
Yeah, people talk about the 21st of December.
Yeah.
The Lemurian Uluru rock will let go a lot of new patterns of energy. That's what I got some connection to it. I'm not sure exactly, but Lemuria and the Uluru Rock, and so if every time I hear about the ceremony they're going to do over there at the 21st of December, even with lockdown or no lockdown, they will proceed on that, and even the government has already accepted it. Even that when they got the strict lockdown government there, but still it moves on, and people are preparing for that, and it feels really like what you are saying, that also brings up this idea, so that something is getting combined in that, and does something in the next phase, I feel. But it's beautiful and really interesting. All this deep loving energies today. It's really and it feels really deep.
It's very deep.
Yeah.
It's like it has no. It's like a well with no bottom in it. It's just like unknown, absolutely unknown. Yeah.
Wow. Yeah.
So it's absolutely amazing. I have had a few memories surfacing the last days about shifts. I don't know if this is related to the 21st or whatever, or it's just personal, but I've been on this planet a very long time. And when you go through big shifts like this, when you 26,000 years plus, you know, it's like you are, or my memory is like I'm standing in front of a frequency band. It can actually look like a matrix. In that, and I have to align all my energy completely to pass through it.
Yeah, of course.
And when you do, it's like a magnetic wave that pulls you.
You got absorbed in it.
Yeah, it's like, you know, when you have two magnets, they kind of zip together, you know, And it feels like my memory says that when you shift, you go through that frequency band from one to another. And at the end, it's like you are standing in front of it and you have to be completely in tune.
Yeah.
Every vibration within me have to be completely in tune. And then it's like the magnet kind of pulls you through. And then you're on what I call the other side or whatever. Of course, this is, it will always have elements when you explain it like this of third dimensional, because I have no other words to express it to that can make sense. I can send out a feeling that most people won't probably get.
No, but for me, it really explains a lot, because I'm working with the activations courses and things like that, and I didn't have a clue what it was until you are explaining this now, to get fully in tune. And I was talking about the Merkaba, which is our transportation vehicle. And I understand that the activations I do clear the existing Merkaba, because it was polluted or being stuck or filled with density we got in our experiences here. And now it makes sense if you say to be completely in tune, so that you can move like through that field of energy towards the other side. Because if you're not in tune and not everything is cleared and not everything is prepared for that being in tune. So
and you will only experience.
Yeah, for me it was completely clear what you were explaining, and thank you very much. And I do believe it's not only your memory of your remembrance, it's also exactly on that what is happening, and if it's the 21st or December or maybe January or another year, it doesn't matter, but still that's the same preparation. And it feels really beautiful. But I'm always like a joker. I make jokes. So when you said I've been many years on this earth, I was like, oh, Ingrid, you're not that old. but
I've been giving most of my time, my life's auto time. That must be the explanation.
So, but this is really, yeah, really helpful for me, at least, and I hope for people, if we broadcast this, that for people that they understand what's happening, because everybody's, the Great Awakening is like, it seems like such a an ungraspable word. Everybody's like, what is the Great Awakening? And if you translate the Great Awakening, is that everybody is getting prepared to get that the possibility to get through that energy field. For me, that makes it much more clear.
Yeah.
Because the Great Awakening is always for like more like there's a guru somewhere saying, no, you have to go there. And that doesn't really resonate. And this is really something, from my understanding, is really helping. Really, so thank you very much. Yeah. Wow.
And then you can also, if you want to do an exercise with yourself, like I do once in a while with this, I can close my eyes and I kind of feel that frequency of energy. Yeah, that feel. Then I can feel, is there any place within me or in my energy field or my auric field that has a resistance, where I feel a heaviness or a resistance, and then I can go in and then I can target that and see what is it in me that resists aligning to this field.
Wow, this is really amazing. That's really amazing stuff. And one of my things is that I can target if somebody can't do it. I can help just put it away. The black box you talked about. But this is really purifying a lot. So interesting. Yeah. Wow. And I will add on that as well, that if people listen to this, we had the recording last Friday, which was the, let me have a look. It was the 20th of November. Somebody watches this. The 20th of November with Nicola and Inger. And Inger was helping us to explain how, in this case, dragon breathing is. And but that can be a huge tool to get, if you find a blockage, black box, or if you find resistance, to start breathing in it, because it's not it's more than a normal breathing tool for me, because it's the inward and outward breathing. And that's really clearing, and that's for me it feels more powerful. And you are doing it like natural, but if I try to do it, it's still a bit like I have to get used to it, because you do it a couple of years, as you were 14, so that's maybe 20 years now, and and so more you are more in line with it. But I think that will be a very powerful aid for people as well, because yeah, of course we want to have as much people passing through to that matrix or that frequency band. Yeah, wow, beautiful. But there is something under the hara. It's more like between the root chakra and the hara. I'm not sure what it is, because it feels a bit. Is there something you need to feel first, because it feels like it's waiting for something?
Let me see. Mene ia koie teneme aione. Ike toie mena e koie tanio. No ye katoneme ashiona. It was the planetary consciousness that actually came in and supported, because that area has been very connected to our grounding and our resonance with the earth, with the planet. And now the galactic, or the celestial, I call it the celestial bodies, because you can't just separate them that much, came in and supported our system in aligning to a bigger picture, a bigger consciousness, not only to earth, but embedded within that, we move into a level where we are aligned not only to the planet, but fully aligned to a lot of other celestial beings too. So they kind of came in and helped anchor that energy and sustain it in awakening, because we all have it kind of laying dormant.
Okay, because I felt there was something stopping the energy, but now I can, when you were your frequency, I could feel it coming up. It's like
That was really beautiful, because it was like I brought in the energy and you made it sing in coherence with the earth. It was like, you know, when you ring a bell, and you know the sound waves goes out. It was like you activated that sound waves or sonar waves, so that they kind of sang together. That was very absolutely. And it also went into the DNA. There was DNA energy in that one, DNA activations. Probably many of us, as what I have experienced for myself is that I've had a lot of different DNA that was basically directly aligned to different star systems. And I think we also have the same when it comes to planetary systems. So it could be like a DNA activation of planetary energies that took place or was made available for us.
Yeah.
And it was a lot of grounding. It was a lot of down, down, down. Stay here. Stay with it. But many times when these huge celestial energies come in, they're so vast. They're so huge that it can be difficult many times to even relate to them in comparison to being in a human form or expressing to a human form. So it was a beautiful bridging that you did there. Thank you.
My pleasure.
I love that.
I was like, I doesn't know it. It's just coming there. Oh yeah, but it sounds maybe stupid, but I think it's my savior, because I don't have a clue what I'm doing, but I can still do it, because there's no interference of my mind or ego, and it's allowed to do it whatever is needed, and I just can feel if it's ready or not. And so I'm always depending on translators like you or Nicola that who can help to let other people understand what's happening. And it's So,
and I want to add something when it comes to just that, and that is, when you speak, my body got one experience, and I can share that. Another person might get a completely different experience, and that is absolutely as correct. Because we all pick up what we need, because the energies are so multi-layered. And that is one of the reasons we recommend people to listen to it several times, because we cannot, not all of us can bring in and integrate all the layers at one time. But it's like we pick up one layer and we hear that, what is most needed in our system, and then we can wait a few days and then another one and then another one, just to, as long as we feel we benefit from it.
As long as there will be some neediness feeling inside of you, which calls you to repeat it, and that's what I believe. And I also strongly recommend indeed that everybody has his own experience in it, even if you don't experience anything. Nicole is always talking about the time capsule, that this energy is in this recording, and even if you listen to it a year later, it still be there. And but this one was, it seems, Inger, that we are getting more powerful sessions every time. It's like this one was even more powerful the last couple of times.
Yeah, the energies are building, clearly. They are. It also has to do with the way our energies are blending and learning to grow together, because we came together like this, you know, without even knowing each other, and suddenly we started to work.
Yeah.
And then we found that foundation that we have to share common fields of energy.
Yeah.
So it's natural and very beautiful building. And yeah.
Yeah, that's really, really interesting. I really like it. So shall we continue with this?
Sure.
Yeah.
We do it as long as it's fun.
Yeah, that's the key word. Yeah, exactly. Because I only like doing things when they're fun and playful, and that's why I love the space fairies that much, because they bring it always in. Even if there's dense energies, then you bring in the space fairies, and we're like,
yeah.
So beautiful. Okay, I will stop. Yeah, sorry.
Because I feel there is
something more.
Yeah, there is the dragons. I feel there is a dragon coming in through me with some energy support for breaking free, because that is something I know a lot of people struggle with right now, because there are so many distractions that are dragging us here and dragging us there and screaming for our attention, no matter where we are and no matter where we go.
Yeah.
And it keeps us in this loop of every time we try to center ourselves, there's someone there and there's something there, and you have to this and you have to that and blah, blah, blah. And people say, how on earth am I going to break free when there is all this noise?
Yeah.
Yeah. So I just feel there's a short dragon breath coming through to sustain this. Let me see. It's a fire dragon, and or fiery at least. Let me see her. And then to kind of open and clear that space. Shemena I ekoteya ekenami ekoteya ekenami ekoteya ekenami ekoteya. Thank you.
Wow, that was really impressive. In the beginning, when you started, I had immediately the song in my mind, keep the fire burning, keep the fire burning. It was like,
yeah.
And then it really became calm. It was really, so thank you. Thank the fire dragon. And wow, makes it, the energy really like
settled,
peaceful, settled. Yeah. Beautiful. I will stop if you don't have to say anything. I will stop the recording now. And I'm
wanting to say, be at peace, be at peace, be at peace.
please re-listen to this a couple of times if you feel like it. If you have any comments, find Ingar on Facebook or myself, and you can put it on our timelines. If you have any questions, we will answer it also on YouTube. If you have questions for the next time, because next week we will do it again, you can take it with us if you like. And thank you for watching.
Yeah, thank you.